game, not least of which because we have an actual Scottish bagpipes player out on the field. Well, at least he was doing warm-up. It remains to be seen.
He may play during timeouts. And just to say, if you do hear him, it's the dulcet tones of Barrett Bishop, who plays for a local, bagpipe band here in Texas. Because, of course, where would you have a bagpipe band but other than in Dallas, Texas?
Well, naturally, it's like red beans and cayenne pepper. I don't know.
Pretty much.
Actually, that's a pretty good match. So.
Is it?
That actually is. Yeah.
I'll try
like
that
red
later.
beans and pineapple. I don't know.
Well, we're just about to get underway.
Or maybe like haggis and barbecue.
I'm just going to quickly run through the Mexico roster for this game. We've got 0, Muerta Chiquita, 1-2, Coyote, 1-2-0-5, Rennie Rumble, 1-3, Sarah Zidak, 1-5, Pucha Tapila, 1-6-0-9, Too Fast for Love, 1-8, Vegas, 2-3, Vivian's Revenge, 2-6, Sister Amoise, 2-9, Danny Darko, 3-1-4, Jewels of Today, 5, Valerito, 5-3, Hocus, and 6, Supernova.
Yeah, and now I'm going to read Scotland in a Hispanic accent. Now we've got Scotland's got number 0, Louise Kerr, number 09, Jill Simpson, number 11, Louise Parry, number 11, Jenny Gao, number 182, Jill Stephen, number 210, Rogue Runner. Number 22, Grace McLean. Number 3, Cider. And we're going to finish that off after this one. Right now, Marshall Lawless taking the Jammer Star first for Team Scotland against number 26, Sister Amaus of Team Mexico.
Yeah, a fast start for both teams here, going out on Jam 1.
Marshall Lawless driven to the outside by a strong 4-wall from Team Mexico. Rennie Rumble hip checking Marshall Lawless off the track. So both jammers getting shut down, getting nowhere.
Yeah, Sister Amoise just still not being able to get forward on turn 1. But we've seen that. We have lead jammer to Scotland, quickly followed out of the track by Mexico.
That was that was Skinner running some interference for Marshall Lawless. Marshall Lawless calling off the jam and just gets slammed out of nowhere by Rennie Rumble,
but
knocking her to the ground. But she does call off the jam in time.
Not before Sister Amoise, though, with a lovely little jump through the pack there, picks up 1 point herself, giving us 2 points to Scotland, 1 point to Mexico. First points on the board coming into Jam 2.
Number 0, Muerta Chiquita. Jamming for Team Mexico against Jenny Gao, number 11 for Team Scotland. Scotland in the blue, Mexico in the, what would you call that?
I'd call that a dark red.
What?
A dark red. In the meantime, it is lead jammer to Scotland.
It sounded like a tokrit, and I'm like, that's some British color I've never heard of, but Jenny Gao. Also known as Admiral Attack Bar, out of the Aldriki Roller Girls, does a little hop across the infield, gets 4 points, calls off the jam. But you know what? Both these teams looking very closely matched so far.
Hardly anything in it at the moment. 6-1 and coming into Jam 3, we've got number 5 free jamming for Mexico. That will be Hocus. Against number 210, Rogue Runner for Team Scotland. One skater in the penalty box. That's two skaters in the penalty box. Louise Parry completely eclipsing the other skater. She's standing. Now Skinner alive, taken down. Hocus drawing her back to turn 4. Rogue Runner facing all 4 of the Mexico blockers. So Rogue Runner's jumping around all over the place, but she's not able to break through as yet. Now we're seeing one of the Mexico skaters. It's the pivot making her way round to the box. I think that's the first
Rennie Rumble.
I think she's the first player from Mexico to go and sit down in the notorious RED penalty box.
Rogue Runner getting out for the 3rd time in a row, getting lead jammer for Team Scotland. So Mexico has yet to get lead jammer. Louise Parry coming out of the penalty box, and she just sweeps aside 3 of the Mexico blockers, and Rogue Runner has a wide open pass. She has 2/3 of the track to work with to get on that first scoring pass.
So she might as well come on and do something.
Oh, absolutely. Pachuca Topia gets not her. It was actually the other skater, Vivian's Revenge, number 23, getting the multiplayer block. Well, multiplayer block. It really could have been.
Block picked up there.
Really could have been called on either one of them.
She did a naughty. In the meantime, Rogue, though, she's picked up a back block herself, so she's going to go and sit down. Now we're going to have a power jam to Mexico. Mexico, yep, they're aware of it. Goating at the back there.
And that also gives up lead jammers, so we will go the full 2 minutes. But Hoku's adjusting her knee pad. It looks like that strap is about to come off.
We've got about 30 seconds left in this half, so I'd say she's got about 25 seconds here to put as much as she can on the points board.
Yules of today, number 314 from Mexico, working to help her jammer, and she finally cracks that defense open, allowing Hokus to finally complete her initial pass, but no points yet as Roadrunner returns to the track for Scotland.
Yeah, Mexico well aware that Roadrunner's on her way back, bridging back now, reforming nicely in front of her. A little bit of a tumble there from three of the Mexican blockers.
Roadrunner on her third scoring pass already has 2 Grand Slams, and there's the third one. 15 points for Scotland, but 2 of those matched by Team Mexico. That puts them at 3 points, Scotland at 21. But Scotland running into a lot more penalty trouble than Mexico. Again, starting with only 2 blockers on the track. Skinner alive and Louise. Sorry, I kept saying Louise. It's Leanne Perry.
Leanne Perry.
I apologize to Leanne's parents and family. Leanne Perry.
They will be cursing you. Number 26 there got knocked out. Our sister Amoise, but was able to just cut back in legally behind the Scotland blocker. I would have expected to have seen Colombia, who now have lead jammer, to be running into penalty trouble more early, being the newer sort of established team. But Scotland, you know.
Sister Amaus capitalizing on that 2-blocker advantage, gets lead jammer for the first time for Team Mexico. Megan Hindman getting out for Team Scotland. 1 lap behind. Sister Amal sees her coming, though, calls off the jam. She's not going to complete her scoring path for Mexico, but will get all 4 points. No points for Megan Hindman. Of Scotland, by the way.
Of Scotland. Now up to jam for the first time of this game. We're seeing number 5, Valerito from Mexico. She's going up against 1-1-1-1. That's Jenny Gow for Scotland.
Yeah, a surprising start for Team Scotland. One of their strongest jammers, Marshall Lawless, all but got shut down for most of the first jam, and she has not yet been back to the jammer line. Jenny Gal, though, just batters her way right up the center, but she is matched step for step by number 5, Valerito, jamming for Team Mexico.
Valerito was the picked up lead jammer. Oh, nice bit of side surfing from Valerito there, but Jenny Gal not having any of it.
Now, Rennie Rumble, one of the strongest blockers for Team Mexico, just returning from the penalty box, and she came in behind and was just working to catch up, so it was completely ineffective in the latter half of that jam.
It was a fast pack from both teams there.
Yeah, however, Mexico coming out narrowly on top, moving themselves up to 7 points. Scots remaining at 21.
Jamming for Mexico now, who have Muerta Chiquita. She's going up against
Marshall.
104, Marshall Lawless.
As soon as I said it, she makes a liar of me. Oh, but a back block there, saying that she initiated contact in between the shoulder blades. That is a no-no. So we've got a power jam for Muerta Chiquita.
Muerta Chiquita. Now, Scotland, if they keep giving away these power jams, they're just going to hand it to Mexico.
Yeah, now what's interesting, Scotland is actually generally, I think in general, one of the shorter teams, but I think Mexico may actually have a shorter team.
But they do err on the side of tiny.
That's right. Petite, but I mean, size is not necessarily an advantage in this game.
Not at all.
No, absolutely not. Well, we've seen it time and time again. Muerta Chiquita on a scoring pass and looking behind her, trying to, actually called off the jam.
Called off the jam.
Why is everyone so fascinated by what happened behind? No.
Also, Supernova number 6 for Mexico picking up a cut track there, so she's going to go take a seat on the box. That's going to leave Mexico with just 2 skaters on the track.
And that was a no-score jam. Score remains 21-7 in favor of Scotland. But this time it's Mexico starting with only 2 blockers on the track. It's Rennie Rumble and Pachuca Topia. I have to say that name carefully. Pachuca Topia.
And Sister Amoise jamming for Mexico. And we've got Hinman jamming for Scotland. Hinman has picked up lead jammer. Mexico now really struggling with penalty trouble as the pivot is making her way to the box. It's going to leave them with 1 lonely blocker on track.
That temporarily, but Mexico has 2 blockers standing in the penalty box as Rennie Rumble enters it. It's a Supernova and Yules of Today returning to play, but Megan Heineman coming in on a scoring pass.
Sister Alma snack run the outside there. It's got down really low. Don't think they saw her.
5 points for Megan Heineman as she calls off the jam. Muerta Chiquita does complete her initial pass, but does not get any points for Mexico.
We're seeing Valerito with the Jammer Star for Mexico going up against Rogue Runner for Scotland.
Mexico, they have one too many blockers on the track. They see it in time.
Just noticed. No.
They're going to swap.
Not me, you.
No, they're going to hang on to Hokus and send Coyote back to the bench. That means they're not now. It is 4-on-3 pack advantage for Team Scotland.
Neither Valerito or Rogue Runner able to break for money. A little bit of a pile up on turn 1.
Rogue Runner looking for the outside, gets stymied by a 3-wall. They close it up, and now she bursts up the outside, avoids Yules of Today, the last line of defense for Mexico, and gets out for lead. But followed by about a third of a lap by Valerito, the jammer for Mexico.
Scotland doing a great job there of just picking off the Mexican players, making sure they're leaving points behind for their jammer as she passes through.
Hokos and Rennie Rumble putting a stop to Rogue Runner. She will only get 2 points, but calls it off in time. Nothing for Mexico.
Just to remind you, we've got some amazing stalls here today. You can't see them, obviously, because you're at home watching this, but you can go and check them online. So why not go and check out Pivot Star? You can check them out at pivotstar.com.
We've got an empty Notorious RED penalty box.
Oh, my.
5-on-5 it is. Number 0, Muerta Chiquita jamming from Team Mexico. Although you probably could have guessed that. Against Jenny Gow, number 11-11 for Team Scotland, who moves to the outside, slammed, gets a shoulder from Donnie Darko.
In the lower region, I would say, as well. So did really well to stay on her feet for that one. And Muerta Chiquita is taking a trip to the penalty box.
Yeah, it was Danny Darko.
Danny.
One of my favorite movies, by the way.
You'd know.
Donnie Darko, but she's Danny Darko, so I may make that slip 1 or 2 more times. Great movie, by the way. It's a science fiction movie, by the way. It's not obvious at first. Anyway, Jenny Gow on a scoring pass.
In the World Cup.
Grand slam for Team Scotland. That puts them over 40 points to 43.
Scotland doing a great job there of just goating Vivian's revenge at the back.
Danny Darko makes last contact with Jenny Gow, but she comes away with another grand slam. It's a Supernova at the back of the pack. But there's Chiquita, Muerta Chiquita back on the track as
she's
jammer.
back in play.
But just back and forth, a 4-wall at the rear. Sider, Skinner alive, and Leanne Perry holding the line. And now Caitlin O'Carroll joining the fun and just keeping Muerta Chiquita. As soon as I say it, she finds a chink in the armor, slips up the inside. She's completed her initial pass only, though. Jenny Gow running rampant, avoids. Hokos gets past for another 4 points, calls off the jam, and
that was
Muerta
a
Chiquita
big scoring
left
jam
empty-handed.
for Jenny there. She picked up 24 points in that. That's really, now Scotland's starting to pull away a little bit more. 57 to Scots at the moment, 7 to Mexico.
All right, 7 minutes, 49 seconds left in the first period. We have a team timeout called by Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico, maybe with the penalty trouble they've had in the last few minutes, really needing to sort of reset, talk about what's going on, and just calm it down. Calm your boots, love. You can see all our lovely stripy officials all been working so hard. I don't think I've ever seen so many sets of stripes in one place ever.
I think maybe the only place there were more sets of stripes is in the largest roller derby tournament in the world, at least last year, was the Great Southern Slam in Australia.
Yeah, it was.
In Adelaide, Australia. There were 5 tracks going on at the same time, simultaneously.
That would
5 tracks, 4 in one giant room like this and 1 in a completely different arena. But this is close to it. I mean, this is a huge event, but I mean, you know what?
As
Look
you
at that!
can-
Look
it's
at that crowd.
It's a noisy crowd as well. Whenever you've got Scotland in, the fans they bring, they always really raise the crowd.
And all 3 tracks have crowds like this. We've got Marshall Lawless. This time she's going to slip right up the inside of the defense. Gets out very quickly for lead jammer.
Yeah, and Sister Amal, she's out of pack trying to chase them down now. Oh!
But instant replay for Marshall Lawless removes up the same inside lane past Mexico's defenses. Calls it off for 4-0 for Sister Amal's.
History repeating itself there.
Yeah, but Mexico is consistently getting their jammer with a few exceptions there, but most of the time they are getting their jammer out. It's really the lead jammer that is giving Scotland this lead.
Which just goes to show great jammer awareness, because so many times we see jammers come out the pack and start scoring. We don't realise that other jammer is so close behind and they're nipping away but 1, 2, 3 points. So picking up these points and making sure Mexico aren't able to put anything else on the board just shows how hard they've been training together.
Absolutely. But we've got Valerito, number 5, jamming for Team Mexico against Rogue Runner. Rogue Runner getting recycled by Hokus. Hokus and Yules today running to the back. And Yules today with a shoulder check sends Rogue Runner recycling once again. Up at the front, Valerito having a time of it with a 3-wall. It was a 4-wall, now a 3-wall. Skinner alive going to the penalty box for Team Scotland. Yeah,
neither jammer able to break through at the moment. We're just coming up to turn 2. Over 30 seconds gone. And now we're going to have a power jam because Scotland have picked up a cut track there. She's going to go and sit her 30 seconds. Mexico need this. Mexico needs to start putting some points on the board.
This is a potential opportunity for Team Mexico to close this gap just a little bit. Oh, Leanne Parry, a pillar of the Scotland defense, going to the penalty box as well. This is their chance, and Valerito gets by Jill Simpson and Caitlin O'Carroll, the only blockers, the only skaters on the track for Team Scotland. Claims lead jammer for only, I believe, the second time. If I'm not mistaken, only the second time they've got lead jammer in this game, and gets up the inside. 5 points for Team Mexico.
With a little help from her friends.
That was a teamwork. That was a team effort.
They did an absolutely beautiful job. Their classic derby just swept the entire Team Scotland pack to the outside, side surfed through just casually.
Oh, she just barely tapped Jill Simpson, number 09 of Scotland, tapped her with a hip check, and then Valerito responded by tapping her foot out of bounds. That was enough for a technical penalty. It's a power jam for Scotland now.
And obviously, Mexico did have lead jammer, so this one's going to go through the end. We've only got just coming up to 5 seconds left for Scotland to make a difference here. And Scotland will be starting on a power jam.
And this has got to be a little bit concerning for Scotland. Leanne Parry back in the penalty box. She is closing in on that foul out number very quickly. She's gotten a lot of penalties already, and we still have almost 5 minutes left in just the first half.
So at the moment, the score standing 15 to Mexico, 65 to Scotland. We've got Heinemann lining up to jam for Scotland. She's starting on a power jam.
Valerito standing now in the penalty box as jammer for Team Mexico, so she will be back in play shortly. With Megan Heinemann starting out with about an 8-second head start to get lead jammer, and she does it. Powers right past Danny Darko and Supernova, the last line of defense for Mexico.
Yeah, and Valerito, yes, back on track now, trying to make her way through the Scotland wall, but Heinemann is on a scoring pass. Big wall of red at the front there. Heinemann just having to step side to side to side, trying to find a hole.
Oh, Grace McLean trying to draw the cut, but Valerito just quick stepping it, and it comes in right behind her. That was close, though, but Valerito back on the track, still on her initial pass. Megan Heinemann a full lap behind on her first scoring pass. Gets past Danny Darko, the last line of defense for Mexico, and comes up with a grand slam.
Valerito, now she's got Parry.
She's jammed. It looked like she had switched into jam skating mode.
It did.
But Leanne Parry living up to her name and side swipes Valerito, keeping her in the pack. Another grand slam for Megan Heinemann.
Valerito seeming to have a very casual style of jamming.
So the Scots up to 75 points, Mexico at 15.
And now we see lining up on the jam once again for Mexico, it's Muerta Chiquita going up against Marshall Lawless. I can't see the full name, and I can't remember if it's Lawless or Flawless. It keeps throwing me. There's so many names today.
There are days when she could be either. But,
she could indeed. Like right now, where she goes all the way around the outside and picks up lead jammer.
It varies from jam to jam, but this one it certainly applies. There goes Muerta Chiquito, though, coming out of the pack. Both jammers completing their initial pass, but Marshall Lawless up the inside. Almost gets slammed with a hip check, but just brushes it off, gets 4. Calls off the jam.
Lining up to jam next. 1-1-1-1. That's Jenny Gow for Scotland going up against number 2-6, Sister Amoise.
Amoise.
And we're seeing what looks like. I think it's a play on amaze.
Sister Amoise.
Sister Amoise.
I wish I spoke Spanish. Jenny Gow jamming for Team Scotland. Sister Amouse trying to follow her up the outside lane, and then she gets by the Scotland defense and just whizzes right by her teammates who are slowing down Jenny Gow.
A cut track was called on Sister Amouse.
It was a cut track.
And its lead jammer has been awarded now to Lawless.
Oh, sorry, that's Jenny Gow.
Jenny Gow,
They're very close to the same height.
I'm still back in the last jam. Not quite sure what the Colombian blockers were doing there.
All I could think of was glow.
They both stood at the back, waited for the jammer to approach before coming back on track.
Oh, up the inside, but gets a hip check by Pachuca Topia and knocked out of bounds. Avoids the cut track, though, manages to collapse elegantly on the inside. Something that is not normal in most sports, but in roller derby, it's a tactical strategy.
Now Scotland going to be trying goat number 1-5, Pachuca Topila at the back.
Pachuca Topia.
And a massive hit there from 1-2-0-5, Rennie Rumble.
And it looks like she took it to the jaw a little bit. So she's rubbing her jaw. It's sore, but just gets back up and powers on through. She's going to just take that Grand Slam, and that'll be her revenge.
And Sister Amoise has made her way through.
Jenny Gow getting through again, this time driving straight up the center of the Mexico defense. Another 4 points. Sister Amouse not going to get there in time. Jenny Gow calls it off in plenty of time.
And Scots now breaking through the century mark. Mexico still on 15. We've seen them sitting on that for a few minutes now. Scots on 102.
And we need a timeout in order to have another jam.
Oh, and just a quick
and
update.
That does not happen.
Over at Brazil versus Portugal at half-time, 76-76. We're going to go into half-time right here now. 15 minutes. As I said, score standing at 15 to Mexico, 102 points for Scotland. Penalties making a big difference to both teams.
But the clincher being lead jammers, absolutely. Scotland got, I believe Mexico only got 2 by my unofficial tally, lead jammers. And we're able to score a little, but not much on both of those. But Scotland, the lead jammer showing. Mexico getting their jammer out, but whenever they did, it was always on the tail of the Scotland jammer. So the Scotland jammer was able to shut them down and hold them scoreless in jam after jam. That's what you see on the scoreboard. Scots at 102, Mexico at 15 points.
We're going to give you a quick break now, and we'll be back in 7 minutes. Bulldog having some headset problems, so now he's going for the double headset look. Does it work? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, on one headset I have only the right ear, and on the other headset I have only the left ear. Unfortunately, they're not set up so that I can actually wear both at the same time. Maybe. Oh wow, this actually works. Anyway, but back to more pertinent matters. We're coming up on the second half of Team Mexico versus Team Scotland. Scotland has a significant lead coming across. But interestingly, I mean, each one of these brackets has one team that's dominant or expected to be dominant. And in this case, it is not Scotland. It is actually Finland in this bracket. Scotland is playing Finland next, and in Finland, of course, in every one of their games in the pools, heavily favored. But I think Scotland is the best one to give them a fight in their thing. Basically, this game began pretty much according to plan, except Mexico looking very strong, just coming up short on the lead jammer. We jump right in. We've got Sista Amaus jamming first for Mexico against Megan Hindman for Scotland.
So neither jammer able to break through at the moment on turn 2. Looks like Mexico picking up a multiplayer on one of their blockers now. Megan Hyman, she's finally able to come through on turn 2, picks up lead jammer. But once again, as we've been seeing, Mexico doing a great job of getting their jammers out just behind.
Great job of getting their jammers out, definitely. I think they're going to want to get their jammer out a little bit quicker. But they are actually matching points. Both jammers on a scoring pass. Louise Kerr and Davis. I don't know her first name, actually. Sorry. Also known as Yin and Bang, though, with the Aldriki Roller Girls. But we're not on a first-name basis, I guess. I guess not.
Sister was able to pick up points on that pass now. Megan oh! It was a lovely little apex jump from Sister Amaus at the end, but she didn't pick up any more points for it.
I think she was just about half a second behind that fourth whistle. It doesn't get any closer than that, but fantastic effort by the Mexico jammer, and that is something we've seen this entire game. Mexico really putting it all out there against Team Scotland.
Jamming next for Mexico, we've got, that's number 5, Valerito. She's going up against 1-1-1-1 Jenny Gao. Jam is underway. Jenny Gao doing a little bit of jammer defense there, not really needed, as Team Scotland just all over number 5, Valerito. Coming into turn 1, still no lead jammer.
And as if it wasn't bad enough, Grace McLean returning to the track from the penalty box. Now 4 blockers all over Valerito. But Jenny Gao getting a number done on her. Rennie Rumble last line of defense, though. But Jenny Gao finally able to battle her way out of the pack. She's lead jammer. Now lapping the Mexican jammer, Valerito.
Oh, big takedown.
She's slow getting up, holding her head. We may have the medics go out and take a look at Jenny Gao of Team Scotland.
Yeah, it looks like Jenny Gao taking a bit of a knock to the face on that one. Obviously, skaters' safety is primary here, so we're going to check her out, make sure she's okay.
And I'm not sure if she called off the jam or if the jam was called due to injury. Of course, the difference being that if it was called without her calling off the jam as lead jammer, which she could have done, if it was called due to the injury, then of course she will not be able to skate in the next 3 jams.
No, she's going to have to take a seat for at least 3.
A siesta, you might say. Or actually, in Scotland, it might be more like a beer break.
A beer break in Scotland.
you might know better than me. But, well, she is upright sitting down on her own.
It looks like they're putting the helmet back on so they can move her off of track. So if she's standing, I think it's a good indication.
No, but that is,
knock to the noggin.
That is one of the strongest and toughest skaters that I know in the entire country of Scotland, and that is saying something, as you would know.
Yeah.
Scots are a tough breed.
They are indeed.
And that is one of the toughest. I mean, don't mistake it. She's one of the shorter skaters on the track, but she is tough. But so she must have got really slammed if it took her down like that.
So we're starting now with number 5-3. The only jammer on track, that's Hokus, because Scotland's jammer is taking a seat in the box. She must have been called for something at the end of that jam.
I did not see the penalty.
No.
It'll be interesting to find out. But, of course, that would have been on Jenny Gao, not on Marshall Lawless. So Marshall Lawless just sitting a penalty for her, not actually incurring one of her own. Just on a technical note, there was Hokus. She is on our first scoring pass. Already has lead jammer. Grace McLean moves into position. Louise Kerr backing her up. And they both work together. Now she slips right between Grace McLean and Rebecca Ryan to complete her first scoring pass. just as Marshall Lawless leaves the penalty box, but only coming in on her on her initial pass. So no points for Team Scotland. This is an opportunity for may even get double digits for Team Mexico. Now potential. Oh, but only going to get 4 points on that, so not quite hitting double digits from Team Mexico, but a 9-0 jam for the ladies in the reddish, rusty red. Did we decide what the color that was?
Rusty red's good. Rusty red's good. Lawless wasn't able to pick up anything on that pass.
Maybe
so
mauve.
Mexico may be bringing it back together a little bit better.
Is that mauve? Is that accurate? I don't know. I've always wondered what mauve actually looks like.
Mauve is more of a purple, I would say.
Huerta Chiquita, number 0, jamming for Team Mexico, but Megan Hindman, number 4 of Team Scotland, gets out first for lead. There goes Huerta Chiquita getting away from Jill Simpson, number 09 of Team Scotland, completing her initial pass, but half a lap behind Megan Hindman. Megan Hindman gets around Supernova, claims all 4 points, and keeps going. Huerta Chiquita now has a scoring opportunity.
Chiquita lost her, and she got recycled all the way to the back.
But is on a scoring pass. There goes Megan Hindman continuing on her second scoring pass. We've got Danny Darko and Supernova getting into position. Supernova making a last shot, but Megan Hindman coming through this time, getting a full Grand Slam this time. 9 points so far for Team Scotland in this jam.
And Hyman coming around for another scoring pass where Chiquita is still stuck in the pack.
Skinner Alive and Jill Simpson working together. Huerta Chiquita is able to come back in as Skinner Alive going to the penalty box. So clean re-entry, but Megan Hyman on her 4th scoring pass, if I haven't miscounted.
And it looks like Parry picking up blocking of counterclockwise block there. She's making her way round.
Yet another penalty for number 11 from Team Scotland. She's racking them up. I really wish we could see the penalty board right now because she's got to be pretty close. But there goes Megan Hindman. She's just going to forge ahead and continue racking up points. Huerta Chiquita still on her 1st scoring pass. Ciderella taking her out this time. Oh, but a penalty on Ciderella. So that drops Scotland down to only 2 blockers, Jill Simpson and Skinner Alive. Still able to contain Huerta Chiquita, hold her to a single scoring pass, but she does put 4 points on the board. Megan Hindman bringing home 3 more in that last scoring pass.
Big scoring pass for Hindman there. She scored 22 points on that jam alone. That's going to take Scotland up to 1-3-3. Mexico sitting at 1-3-2 currently.
But Scotland still down 2 blockers. Louise Kerr and Grace McLean all by themselves in front of the 4 Mexican blockers. She pulled a little fakey.
Faked a little bit of jammer defense there, then just zipped up the inside line.
She moved to the inside of a 5 wall, turned her back completely on the blockers, and then zipped up the outside. That was a sneaky move. That's sneakier than that star pass maneuver.
Wasn't able to pick up any points though, because as she came back round, she was met by the full force of the 3 Scotland blockers. Got shut down immediately, decided I'm calling that one off. Points or no points, I'm done.
Yeah, that was some explosive acceleration being demonstrated by Team Mexico's jammers. It's just a mouse. That was pretty impressive. I'm impressed.
Jamming up now, we've got number 53. That's Hawkes going up against Lawless for Scotland. And once again, Parry just showing how dominant she is with these jammers. But we do have a lead jammer to Mexico.
Doing it the hard way. Marshall Lawless held back by Rennie Rumble and Vivian's Revenge. Over on the outside, Danny Darko getting her hip check in. But Marshall Lawless scrambles up the inside, probably just avoiding giving up a jammer point. Yeah, she saved her jammer point. Yeah. But Hawkes is going to get all the way through. And man, Mexico now is showing some muscle on the track now. You know, that first half they were just getting so disappointed over and over again, but now they're starting to show something.
just goes to show you don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
You never give up.
Yeah, or more accurately, they're starting to show something on the scoreboard.
That always helps as well. You know, we're in a game where points make a big difference.
Yeah. Well, they're getting lead jammer, and it's paying off, and you know that's the key. Oh, there's Sister Amaus on the inside. Louise Kerr puts a stop to that. She's not going to fall for that twice. No.
Fool me once, shame on me.
That's right.
Fool me twice, I better go sit down.
Now Scotland's defense dropping the hammer. Oh, Sister Amaus narrowly avoiding a juke, a little last-minute jigger. I'm gonna call it a jigger.
A jigger.
I don't know. That's where I don't know, that move where you just jump and try and get your hips behind the jammer just as she's already committed to coming in, you know, to get that technical penalty. I don't know. We got to come up with a better name for it, like a
big shutdown by McLean. I think she's going to get a block into the head. Yep, she's going to go take a seat in the box for that one.
Louise Kerr just riding, giving a shoulder ride across the track to Sister Amaus, driving her all the way out of bounds. Now Rebecca Ryan picks up the Mexican jammer, backed up by Davis, number 39, and Rebecca Amaus just sends the hip check flying, but gets a penalty.
Yeah, she's going to pick up a back block for that.
But cutting the track on Sister Amaus. So that back block sent her out of bounds.
The back block,
but it was still,
Rebecca
but she still had to come back in behind behind Davis, and she failed to do so. So that was the technical cut for Mexico. Power jam for Megan Heineman. She's going to call it off for 4 more points on the last scoring pass. Scotland with a sizable lead, and we're almost halfway through the second half.
Just to remind you of another one of our sponsors we have. Notorious, smell clean even if you play dirty. You can go and check them out on notoriousred.com, and they are the sponsors of our penalty box today. And we have a timeout here again. This one's been called to Team Mexico.
Yeah, so Mexico using their second timeout. I'm trying to get that. Yes, their second and final timeout. So they will have no timeouts left. They still have their official review, so only 1 clock stopper. But you know, that can always be dicey. But they were only at 7 at halftime. Is that
around that? Yeah, around that. I don't think they'd broken double digits.
Oh yeah, we've come out much stronger in the second half.
But we're going to see Scotland now starting with the power jam in their favour. They're going to have number 210. That's Rogue, also known as Rogue Runner. This could be quite damaging for Mexico.
With Mexico with all 4 blockers on the track, but Jill Simpson moving in, wreaking havoc on the attempt to make a 4-wall, but they still managed to go 1-on-1. Too fast for 11. Rennie Rumble, the last lines of defense for Team Mexico. But the Rogue Runner gets lead. Now on her first scoring pass. Ooh, double teamed out of bounds on the inside by Yules of Today and Supernova. And then up front, we've got Rennie Rumble and Too Fast for Love. Rennie Rumble with a hip check sends Rogue Runner to the ground. She's still on her first scoring pass as Sister Amaus returns to the track. Well, bounces off of a hip check from Skinner Alive.
That was unfortunate. She's going to go straight back to the penalty box.
Yeah, that was just barely landed out of bounds, and her momentum kept her going back in. She tried to collapse, but she was already inbounds, upright on that skate. Yeah. That's a technical cut, and it's going to be another power jam for Scotland.
So Rogue just got the three Mexicans to deal with on this power jam.
So she needed to fall elegantly, but also more quickly than she did. She went for the elegant collapse, the elegant splat. But it was just a little bit too late.
So Scotland again with a power jam start. This time we've got Lawless lining up with the jammer Pantheon. Mexico, their jammer is standing in the box, so it's only going to be a matter of a few seconds. But that could be all Lawless needs.
Just a couple of seconds. That is very likely, but a strong efforts. Vivian's Revenge gets her down briefly with a shoulder check, but Marshall Lawless scrambles back up, and she's off to the races. She's lead jammer for Team Scotland.
And Sister Amars is back in play. 2 big Scotland blockers to get past, though. That's not going to be easy. Oh, both jammers being recycled all the way to the back now.
And the entire pack recycling, and now
it's a Benny
retro.
Hill pack. Everyone go back.
If they go fast enough, the clock will, the period clock will actually start going back up.
And we're still going backwards. Almost a whole lap now.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Lawless is back on track.
And that brings the whole thing to a screeching halt and back in forward time. We avoided a dangerous paradox that could have destroyed the fabric of the universe. That was well done, Marshall Lawless.
But Sister Miles is back on and was right behind her, and saying that she snuck straight through the Scotland wall. But Scotland showing how good their waterfalling is. All run straight up to the front, hit her out, now bridging her back. And once again,
Marshall Lawless knocked out of bounds, but fortunately, Sister Amal's got back in bounds first.
I had visions of this all happening again.
That could have been that. Maybe we did go back in time, and we were reliving. No.
It's Groundhog Day.
That would be an infinite loop. No. Doctor Who.
Lawless just.
I can't make the hardest sound. That was.
Lawless doing a lovely job, just gliding along that inside line.
No,
Bulldog having a fantastic time, just making TARDIS noises. Oh, Kerr with a big hit.
It did not go at all like I practiced it before the bout. They are wearing TARDIS blue. And you know Peter Capaldi is from Scot.
From Scotland. It all ties in.
They actually have a TARDIS on Buchanan Street, a police box that looks just like the TARDIS, and they've actually filmed a couple of episodes of Doctor Who there with Peter Capaldi. True stories.
True story.
Yes, yeah.
True story.
These are facts.
That's the best story I've ever heard. Thank you very much for that.
But
in the meantime,
now time has reset itself.
It's back to normal derby.
This is a fixed point in time now. Jenny Galbo, now she's just going to shoulder her way right up the inside lane past Mexico's defense. Gets lead for Scotland.
Valerito still not able to complete her initial pass. Skinner with a love, and once again, Skinner going for that turnaround. Valerito doing it herself, almost takes a little stumble. Maybe turn around and skate the right way,
and this time does an actual stumble, unassisted, almost getting lapped by Jenny Gao, but Jenny Gao is just going to play the safety. She's just going to prevent Mexico from scoring, call off the jam. And that brings us down to 5 minutes remaining in the game.
And for the first time in a long time, we have a completely clear penalty box.
The notorious RED penalty box is clean, even if you play dirty.
It's lining up to jam. It's Danny Darko for Mexico, and it's Hinman for Scotland.
Megan Hyndman duking to the outside of her teammates, now running into the 4 wall. They were Mexico lined up on the pivot line. Now Megan Hyndman throwing it all out there, scrambling from the ground. But Yulesov today putting up a fierce effort at the front. But finally, Megan Hyndman getting out for lead jammer.
Megan Hyndman just looked like she stepped over that last Mexican blocker to make her way through. Danny Darko being very careful not to cut track there, but not quite careful enough because she has picked it up. She's going to make her way to the penalty box.
Grace McLean actually has started refereeing. She has started refereeing. So she called it cutting the track.
She knew it. She knew
jammer, but she was correct. You know, I don't think that's why he called it cutting the track. I think she actually did get behind. But it's always amusing when you see skaters playing the part of the referees or officiating from
Scotland trying to play offense here, but not having as much success as I think they'd like. In fact, they've pretty much forced Hyndman to call that one.
That was a great effort. Yulesov today and Rennie Rumble working well together, backed up by Vivian's Revenge, number 23. But that all comes to naught when your jammer is in the penalty box. That's Danny Darko, number 29 for Mexico. Standing now, she is all by herself in the notorious RED penalty box. So a 4-on-4 pack with Rogue Runner of Team Scotland starting on the jammer line by herself.
So Rogue Runner now, she's not going to have long to try and make a difference in this one. But she's immediately hitting a wall of red.
That's Coyote, number 12, and Too Fast for Love, number 1609. The last line of defense. Too Fast for Love comes across with a hip check, but Rogue Runner able to slip by. She is lead.
And Mexico do have their jammer on the track as well now.
Danny Darko, number 29, sees Rogue Runner coming, tries to do a little bit of defense, and then goes right back to offense as Rogue Runner just flashes by. As she runs into Too Fast for Love and Coyote again, that same wall slowing her down, but she does get through for the Grand Slam.
Oh.
Another scoring pass for Rogue Runner. Just brushes off a glancing blow from Valerito, but runs into that same two wall. Too Fast for Love and Coyote very effective in this jam. Haven't seen them very much in previous jams, but in this one they seem to be working well together.
Danny Darko picked up a cut track there, so she's going to go and serve another 30 seconds independent box. Mexico sandwich there on Rogue Runner, but not able to shut her down.
I'm trying to remember the name of that.
You're just making hand signals at me. And I wasn't looking, which didn't help.
Oh, there's a sandwich. It's like a panetta or
panini?
Panini.
A panini.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, it was a Mexican
sandwich,
panini.
Is that, or is that an Italian sandwich? Oh my goodness.
Panini's Italian, I think.
Oh dear.
I think you're just hungry. I've told you where the food is.
I'm thinking about
food.
Go
and eat something.
And the time.
I'm sorry for what I said when I was hungry.
Yeah.
And Lawless is back on jack. She's got a power jam start. Mexico with all 4 skaters on the track, though.
Wrapped up like a hot tamale.
There you go. There you go. And Lawless, she slips straight through for lead jammer.
Throwing some salsa into that hip check.
Cultural. Oh, Lawless with a lovely attempt at an apex jump. Landed it, but did go out of bounds.
Oh,
Sleeves with a little smile there. It's a cut track, and you knew it.
That's unprofessional. No, I think she was probably responding to a look show, a bemused look that she got from Marshall Wallace.
I think Marshall kind of knew she did it, so she was like, yeah, you send me off.
Yeah. Now, so we've got a power jam. Danny Darko jamming for Team Mexico, running into the dual wall of Skinner and Louise Kerr.
And
trying to move the inside, but Louise Kerr able to power her off.
And we've only got about 30 seconds left in this period and 1 minute left on this jam.
Pachuca Topia trying to run interference for her jammer, but Louise Kerr managing to stay inside, and just now a brutal shoulder sends Danny Darko flying to the inside.
Straight out.
And that ends the power jam. Marshall Lawless back in play, running right into a 3-wall. Duels of today, Rennie Rumble and Pachuca Topia, which I think isn't that a type of no? Is it food or everything's food?
I like to think everything's food, to be honest with you. So yeah, probably.
I'm going to take one step away.
Mexico with their jammer panty now on the floor, but they've managed to pick it back up. I think they were going for a star pass there. I was distracted by Bulldog talking about food constantly.
But that is the end of the period clock. Period clock has expired. Only seconds remaining in the jam clock, so this will be the final jam. And Mexico is their jammer. Danny Darko has the star in her hand, is not going to get all the way through the pack, but does get the Grand Slam.
So what started out was quite a close game. Scotland just really managing to pull away quite early, probably about halfway through that first half. Final score standing at 40 points to Mexico, 203 points to Scotland. So they're going to be really happy with that as their first game of today, stamping their mark on it. Coming up next on track 3, that's the big text track. Today we have got at 2:30 local time, Australia versus Belgium. And that should be a good game to watch, that one. And we're going to wrap up here I've been Mother Mercy. Big thank you to my co-announcer Bulldog.
You're welcome.
Should we go get some food?
I'm not hungry.
No,
I'm good.
shut up. Let's go
I'm
eat.
definitely going to get this food. But no, this was a fun game to watch. Mexico showing some stuff. I mean, it's probably not going to happen for them this year, but next year, in 2 years, who knows? But
They can do what they want next year.
Team Scotland taking home the win. They're going to be playing Finland next at 5 o'clock.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a hard game for both teams, I suspect.
Absolutely. But thank you very much for watching. This is the 2014 Blood and Thunder Roller Derby World Cup, brought to you live from, where the heck are we? Dallas, Texas, in the United States of America.
Okay, let's go get you some food and, okay, we'll see you for the next game.